Branding. It's one of those words that sounds big and complicated, right? But really, branding is simply how people see and feel about what you do. It's not just your logo, like it's your colors, your fonts, your photos, and even the tone of your writing. Together, those things build a personality, and that's your brand. A brand goes deeper than design, though. It's not a product or a logo, but it's the impression you leave. It's the feeling people get when they come across your work, what they remember, how they describe it, and why they connect with it. Every post, every color choice, every word you write adds up to that bigger picture. And while everyone might experience your brand a little differently, your design and your message are what guide that perception. That's the exciting part. You get to shape how your brand feels to others. What matters most is the feeling that runs through everything you create. Your design, your tone, and your consistency bring that feeling to life. Every piece of content, your website, your social posts, even a single image, tielolai, tells part of your story. And when all of those pieces share the same look and voice, that's when your brand becomes clear, strong, and recognizable. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent, authentic, and intentional with how you show up. That's what truly builds a brand people connect with and remember. Before we even get into the design side, like logos and colors, it's worth thinking about your brand message and brand voice. Your brand message is what you stand for, the idea or promise behind everything you do. It's the why behind your brand. Ask yourself, what do I want people to feel when they see my work? What do I help them with? Why does what I do matter? You don't need a big slogan or fancy statement, just a clear sense of what you want people to remember about you. For example, a bakery might want people to feel warmth and comfort, while a fitness coach might focus on motivation and confidence. Then there's your brand voice, the way you communicate that message. It's how your brand talks. Are you friendly and casual, calm and professional, playful, bold, or inspiring? Think about how you'd speak to your audience if you met them in real life. That's your voice. Once you start to get a sense of that, your message and your tone, your design choices will begin to make more sense. Your logo, your colors, your fonts, they all become tools to express that same feeling visually. So now, let's look at how to actually bring that feeling to life through design, starting with the building blocks of your brand identity. Let's start with the logo, since that's usually the first visual piece of any brand. For this example, we'll build a simple brand called OneFit, a fitness trainer's brand. I'll start by creating a clean, typography-based logo. Nothing too fancy, just bold text with a touch of personality. The key here isn't complicated design, it's clarity. Your logo should be easy to read, recognizable at any size, and still look good on a small profile icon or a website tab. I'm using a mix of dark gray and blue for the logo, colors of trust and strength. These two colors already start to tell the story of the brand, energetic but professional. It's also a good idea to create two variations, one that works on a light background and one for a dark background. That way, your logo always stays visible and consistent no matter where it appears, on a website, a social post, or even a t-shirt. Now that we have the logo, let's move on to colors, the part that really gives your brand its personality. For our OneFit brand, we already have a starting point, a mix of blue and dark gray from the logo. The blue brings energy, focus, and motivation, perfect for a fitness brand. The dark gray adds balance and professionalism, keeping the design grounded and modern. From here, we can build out a simple palette that supports the logo in different situations, like a website, social media posts, or merchandise. Here's how that palette could look. This palette gives a nice balance of contrast and clarity. It feels energetic but still trustworthy. Exactly what you'd want from a fitness trainer brand. When you're creating your own palette, aim for about 3 to 5 colors. A main color, a support color, an accent, and 1 or 2 neutrals. That's usually enough to keep your designs interesting without overwhelming them. And most importantly, be consistent. Use the same shades everywhere. on your website, social media, and marketing materials. That repetition helps people instantly recognize your brand even before they read a word. Now that we've got our colors, let's talk about fonts, one of the simplest ways to give your brand a personality. For OneFit logo, I'm using a bold slab serif font, Bevan. A thicker, clean font gives that strong, confident feel that fits the fitness space perfectly. It feels active and powerful, but still easy to read. When it comes to building the rest of the brand, your website, posts, or flyers, TTN, try to stick with two main fonts, one for headings and one for body text. Your heading font can be bold and eye-catching, while your body text should stay simple and readable, even at smaller sizes. For example, you could use Bebas Neue for headings and Open Sans for body text. They balance each other nicely. The key is consistency. Once you pick your fonts, use them everywhere. Your logo, social media graphics, website, even your email designs. Changing fonts constantly can make your brand feel disconnected, while repeating the same pair helps everything feel unified and professional. And just like colors, fonts also speak emotionally. Rounded fonts feel friendly, geometric fonts feel modern and precise, and serif fonts feel more classic or elegant. Pick what best fits your brand's personality. In our case, OneFit is active, bold, and motivating, so we're keeping that clean, modern energy in the typography. Now let's talk about visual style. All the images, icons, and graphic elements that help your brand tell its story. For OneFit, the goal is to make everything feel energetic, clean, and motivating. That means using high contrast photos, people in motion, natural light, confident expressions, paired with plenty of space and clear backgrounds. Avoid dark, overly filtered images that make things feel heavy. Instead, go for bright and focused shots that match the fresh, modern tone of the logo and colors. Visual style also includes the icons and shapes you use. For a fitness brand, small elements like lightning bolts, arrows, or movement lines can reinforce the idea of energy and progress. Pick a few and use them consistently instead of changing styles all the time. If your icons are thin and outlined, keep that same look across your designs. If they're bold and solid, use that everywhere instead. Then there are your templates, reusable layouts that make your brand instantly recognizable. For example, you might create a YouTube thumbnail template, an Instagram post format, or a story layout using your OneFit colors and fonts. That way, every time you post new content, it automatically feels on brand. You're not starting from scratch each time. Consistency in visuals doesn't mean everything has to look identical. It just means it all feels like it came from the same brand. When your photos, icons, and templates share the same energy and style, people start recognizing your content even before they see your name. Now that we've built all the main elements, the logo, colors, fonts, and visuals, let's see how they come together in the real world. Your website is like your brand's home base. It's where your visuals, your tone, and your message all meet in one place. When someone lands on your site, it should instantly feel like OneFit. Clean, confident, and motivating. Use your main blue for buttons or key highlights. Keep text colors consistent. And make sure your photos and layout reflect that same energetic style. Then your social media becomes the extension of that home. It's where your brand lives day to day, through posts, stories, and videos. Use the same logo for your profile, the same color palette for backgrounds or text, and reuse your templates so everything feels cohesive. Even how you write captions matters. Keep the same, friendly, encouraging voice across every platform. The goal is simple. Whether someone finds you through your website, Instagram, or YouTube thumbnail, they should instantly recognize your brand without even seeing the name. That's when your branding is truly working, when everything connects and feels like one unified experience. Now that you've seen how a brand comes together, let's talk about inspiration. Because every good brand starts with ideas from somewhere. If you're ever feeling stuck or just want to refine your style, take some time to explore what other creators are doing. Dribbble is great for this. You'll find tons of real brand projects and layout ideas. The goal isn't to copy, it's to observe. Look at how these brands use color, space, and tone to express personality. Seeing everything together helps you notice patterns and refine what feels right for your brand. That's how professional designers work too, like they gather inspiration first, then translate it into something unique and consistent. And if you already have a brand or a live website, think of this as an evolution, not a full restart. Keep what works, update what doesn't. You might adjust your colors, modernize your fonts, or simplify your visuals. Just small steps that keep your identity moving forward. If you ever do rebrand, share it with your audience. A quick post explaining why you made the change helps people connect with your story and see the thought behind your new look. So to wrap it up, good branding isn't about expensive software or complicated design. It's about being consistent. Once you decide how your brand should look and feel, apply it everywhere. Your website, your social posts, your videos, your emails. Over time, that repetition builds trust and recognition. Your brand isn't made in a day. It's built every time you show up with the same voice, the same energy, and the same message. That's what makes people remember you. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. And if you want to go deeper, check out my other videos on color and fonts. I'll link them right here at the end. They'll help you take the next step in shaping your brand's look and feel.